Hello, this is Gordon from Metaverse and Crypto. It's April 15th here, back at you with another Wolf Capital update. Today, we're going to talk about their new version. They've upgraded to V2. Right now, you can see I'm on the main page. They have just over 1.7 million in assets now that have been invested. This is a great increase over time. I think I looked back. I think it was March 26th when they had just over 600K. So they've almost tripled the amount of funds that they have on the protocol for investing. So they've grown substantially over the recent time, and then the need for this upgrade was there. So I want to do a little bit of a talk on this, and get into the looking at the DApp as well. They've made some changes to that as well. We'll head over to the Telegram and talk about some of these upgrades that they have. So here we see from the Telegram, as posted by Oxery, he's the individual that, a part of the core team that's been doing the upgrades, and a shout out for him. He's been up for almost 48 hours, working all night through the night last night, and then it was 4 a.m. when he kind of shut it down. And he had discussed about, it was a 5 hour kind of shutdown of the system. And it took him a little over, closer to 7 hours. A few issues came up, but they've got it up and running, and things are going forward. I know I made a comment in the Telegram that I missed the buy bots that are going in, or in the investment bots, because you're used to seeing them and they're popping in there, with all the investments that are being made. It's kind of cool to see, the value of the fund going up. So what kind of changes did they make here? If you look at the dynamic yield adjustment, if you've been following the AMAs that they've been doing, or maybe you haven't, they've been talking about this for a while, and it's been in the works. Looking at being able to adjust. Currently, the protocol pays 1 to 2%. If you come in and your wolfpack is at the start, you get 1%, and if it's as you go up, you get more members and you get more dollar value, you get up to 2%. So zero point 0.1 increments, percentage, 0.1% increments you get moving up. If you're interested in that, I do have a previous video where I get into the white paper and talk about all these inputs and what will be there if you want to create your own wolf pack, if you want to get into one. Check that video out, and give it a whirl. Now, remember, all my information that I provide is for educational purposes. It's not financial advice. And again, if you do like my content, please like and subscribe. I'm always happy to keep providing this. These are protocols that I'm invested in. I don't like to put things on the radar that I'm either very interested in usually, or I'm typically already invested in them before you hear about them on my channel. So I have my skin in the game as well. So I'm not looking at trying to put out protocols there that put people at risk. And if they do, I try and rate them as higher. So whatever you have, like anything in DeFi, make sure you only put in as much money as you have to lose. Similar with Wolf, they're a great group of guys, the team, and I expect it to be around for quite a while. But like anything, the bots stop performing, and you may have some issues. They do have a part of the protocol is they can stop withdrawals and they can get money back to everybody, so that one of the things that Travis talked about is that they don't want people to, while they're sleeping, to lose all their funds. And some people that are big winners, because they have the 60-day lock. Once things are unlocked, if there can be a bank run, they can halt the trading, and then they can pay people back, and people can get most of their initial investment back by utilizing the pieces they have in place there as well. Again, I don't see this happening. Like I said, there's been lots of money come on in the last 2-3 weeks, and right now that's locked for 60 days. The first initial lock is coming up tomorrow or so, in the next 24 to 48 hours. February 16th was the first day for the protocol, so the 60-day data is just coming up, where the first amount of funds is unlocked, which is the first week is something. I never looked it up, but I believe the first day was just over 100K that they had on there. So maybe it's 300K of like 1.7 million kind of going to be unlocked here in the next little bit. So it's a smaller portion of the funds that are available, and with the dynamic growth that they've had, it's a small piece. So the dynamic yield adjustment, what this does is it allows them to move this from 1 to 2% based on what they're actually earning. So it's removing the Ponzi-nomics. Right now, they don't earn at the top end at 2%, and the larger groups, I'm in pocketaces crypto group wolfpack, and we're earning 2%. When I started, we were at 1.3%. So the protocol was covering that 1.3% typically in most weeks, but at the 2%, they're not quite earning that much. They may be able to cover off a little bit more of that because right now they have a certain pot of funds. It's usually around $100,000, and they've kind of upped it to $150,000 with the first contract renewal. But this money kind of sits there as dead money, so they're trying to bring in an arbitrage bot, which they're going to utilize so they can do trades with that. Trav has the money in central exchanges. Right now, they're at about 5 of those, and he's talking about bringing on a sixth possibly. So there's a lot of capacity to increase the amount of funds that are on the protocol. Typically, I've heard another protocol talk about, with one central exchange, they could, manage it up to $10 million. And I don't know that it scales up equally for each central exchange you have, but with 5 or 6, it allows for more opportunities in the trading. So they have talked about at Wolf looking at capping it at some point in time for the amount of dollars that are there, but currently they're um, don't have that limit posted, and they're probably a long ways away from that, given the number of exchanges that they have. I would think they're upwards in that 30 to 40 million range when they start thinking about where they need to get on that. Maybe it's in the 20. I'm just throwing out numbers there. Ox did mention a number of 20 in the chat at one point in time, but that's probably when they'll start considering it and have to get into that discussion. So this dynamic yield brings down the daily yield for everybody, but they've been earning more than 1% on a weekly basis since the start of the project. So I don't see it going below that 1%, which is nice, and it'll be somewhere in between that 1 and 2% going forward. And another piece that was mentioned in the Telegram by a member, that they saw a post from a core team member, and I didn't see the actual post, but they talk about that this dynamic yield is probably going to go forward at 2% maximum for the next 90 days. They see that as being sustainable at least for the next 90 days. So we won't see an adjustment unless there's something that they need to do. And it's always up subject for discussion and change, that they could lower it before 90 days. But that was kind of the initial indication that over the next 90 days, so we'll have about 3 months of getting the high end yields, and then it may be flexible and changing a little bit. But still expect it to be in that 1 to 1.5% for sure. And if they can get the new arbitrage bot working, even better. So they have second upgrade they have is a simplified profit claiming piece. People have been asking for multiple stakes. I have currently have 5 of them. And you have to click and claim each one individually. So they do have a new multiple uh, claiming stakes button. So we'll get into that. I'll look at the DApp here. It's in the same location, and I'll pop over there and take a look at it, and we can get into that here right away and take a look at that. So that streamlines that. The cost of claiming was about 10 cents for me typically on BSE, and to do a new stake is usually in that 40-cent range. So, if you're putting in $10 at the minimum, yeah, these costs start adding up. So it's good that you can get the multi-claim, and I haven't seen what the cost on that. I have about 22 hours before I can claim 3 of my stakes. So I'm going to give it a whirl here probably in another day or so and go forward. Remember that you can't claim your stakes. You can claim your yield profits every 7 days, and you have to claim them before 10 days or they will not come back. So again, take a look at my previous videos if you haven't looked at those, and it goes over the white paper, and we can get into more details on how the protocol works. They have a third thing they did was enhanced security and multi-sig integration. So right now, both Trav and Ox are going to have to sign off on approvals for any money that's moving. So this will be an additional safeguard for the investments. And I like this. There's another protocol that is looking at doing the investing, and they're a token, and they do this for everything, whether it be for the $10 um, fund that they need, or if it's $100,000. So it's great that they're doing this another layer. And going forward, I like this as well. So just providing another layer. Most of the funds are actually on the central exchanges, but they do move them off. And look at here that the last pin, when they moved $142,000 out of the contract when they created the new proxy contract, which is the third or the fourth piece that they've updated. So the new proxy contract allows them for to do changes down the road. And when they pulled $142,000, and they're great this way. They post always in Telegram, and I'm usually more in Telegram here with this one, but I'm also in Discord too. But they post saying, yeah, we're moving $142,000, and they put the BSC scan transaction there. So they're right up front, and you always know what's going on at Wolf Capital with the funds that are being moved around. So it's great that way. So let's go over to check with the DApp. And here we are with Wolf Capital. So you can see here that I already have my wallet connected. You have the 5 stakes that are here, and this is the new claim button that you have over here. So click on this one, and it's a multi-claim, so I'll be interested to see that. I have my stake 1, 2, and 5 that are coming available here in the next 22 hours. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works, and then what exactly is the cost of that, because you're claiming from multiple stakes, and if some people want it to be easier sort of thing, and hopefully the cost is just similar. Maybe it's because they're claiming 3 stakes, and maybe it'll be 30 cents. It'll be kind of, like I said, it was about 10 or 11 cents each stake. So I'm looking forward to trying that button out and making it easier. So again, if you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm looking forward to bringing you more updates here from Wolf Capital and the other trading protocols that I have, scored from Metaverse and crypto.